Full struggle ahead. Here we go. By the way, for the children in the audience, I'd like to point out that this is a non-alcoholic plant beverage known as Dad's Old-Fashioned Root Beer. But don't be fooled. Its ingredients are primarily carbonated water, followed by cane sugar, coloring, and only as a last resort is there any natural and artificial flavoring. It tastes kind of like, if we're being honest, it kind of tastes like Pepto-Bismol. It falls more on the kind of mint side of root beers as far as they go. All right, recording is not configured. All right, we're streaming, we're live, we're doing all the things. All right, let's go ahead and go. Cheers, my friends. This episode brought to you by Dads. Holding it in the most awkward way possible so you can see the label. Hank's is also pretty good. Henry's is also good. There's a lot of good root beers out there. But this one, it reminds me a lot of, there's some sort of breath mint candy. Wintergreen. I think it's the Wintergreen. Like spearmint wintergreen. The ones that you snap and if you do it in a dark closet with friends, y'all can see each other's mouths light up. It tastes like that one. You know, those memories. You remember the taste of memories like that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Also, apparently, we got a few things going on here. One, apparently, we don't have good oxygen levels right now. I'm gonna have to open up the door here because turns out oxygen's important. And I haven't been in the shed that long, but whatever process is taking place in here is producing too much carbon dioxide. So need to open up the shed, air it out. Might have something to do with all this algae. Oh, I wonder if that fish wants food. All right, let's go ahead and get started then. And then this should drop within a few minutes down quite a bit, and then we can shut the door. But yeah, it's a little cool outside, so that's good. Okay. All right, so what are we doing here? So what I did while you weren't looking, let me take a step back here. So while you weren't looking, late into the night, I was working on some changes to -TX because of the way that it was handling keys and some other issues that had popped up before. I went ahead and I decided to make some changes, and so I did. Let's go ahead and close all that out. And we are going to be running on those changes. Some of them are published, some of them are not published yet. They're just here in beta, as it were. Beta. Beta is a fish. Beta is a state of software. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Oh, it's too bad I got rid of that. The world will never know what that was. Okay, this is the one where we were live, or on the server, rather. Okay, so we probably need to go through here and close up some stuff. Let's close that one up. Nope. I think I had this one. I was in there on this one too. Yeah. Okay, no other window. That's kind of where I want to be. Whoops, I didn't mean to close that one. But just as well. Alright, so this will be the window where we're doing this. And then this will be the window where we're doing other stuff. Wait, where'd the windows go? Did I close two windows by mistake? Whatever. Okay, so this one will do the other window. Great. All right. Maybe it's just a high carbon dioxide day. I'm really surprised. There's a little breeze. Things still didn't. Hold on, I gotta go hit a button on a fan real quick. Make sure the air circulates. There we go. All right. Now we got a fan with some random oscillation. Should get the oxygen levels in a better place. Hey, I was doing some research, and you know, who knows if it's real. I think that things have been better since I got this meter. But I was reading some stuff about how somebody found out that, you know, after a long workday, he'd start getting foggy-headed and everything. Turns out the soundproofing in his office, he was asphyxiating very slowly. You know, slowly enough that he wasn't in danger, but enough that he was losing his, you know, his mojo and his ability to get the work done well. And so he got one of these little CO2 meters, and I bought the same one that he recommended. And so I run the CO2 meter now, and when I notice that the levels are in the orange zone, I don't think I've ever gotten them to the red. I might have gotten them to the red once. But when I notice the levels are in the orange zone, then try to open a door, get the fan going, get some air circulating. You know, make sure I can keep that good rhythm going. Anyway. So, all right, where things left off, I fixed some stuff in -TX, and then I updated for the changes that I made here, and I went through a bunch of transactions to isolate what was wrong. It was the signature that was wrong. What was happening was there was a variable that was in the wrong scope. It was actually in the -TX library. It was a recent change that was a regression, I guess. But not something that is tested because it requires testing concurrency, and that's not really the type of thing that I want to be testing, because it's I mean, I guess I could, but concurrency issues are random in a lot of ways, so we don't really want to be testing concurrency if we can avoid it, because you have to test the right concurrent. You know, you want to make sure those things aren't there, but you don't want to be doing a bunch of testing on it, because it's just too hard. It's too many variables. Anyway, so once I realized where the problem was, I knew exactly what I had done wrong. It's just one of those things where in the moment I wasn't thinking. I even had the variable named instance, and for whatever reason, I didn't connect the dots that I had intentionally set that variable to be an instance variable. It just had a convoluted setup. Anyway, I deleted the whole thing, so now it's good. Deleted all of that code that had that weird behavior, because it was trying to save a few keystrokes for somebody else, not for myself. And you know, the end result is, let's just have simpler code that works more reliably and not try to save keystrokes. Oh, that's not what I wanted. No, go away. Go away, go away, go away. I put in the Bluey DVD because I'm going to have that ripping for my kiddos. So anyway, that's why the FBI warning popped up. Homeland Security. Terrorist warning. Terrorists are importing their Blu-rays for their children. They must be stopped. Or their DVDs. Anyway, so yeah, that's where we're at. And then if I run the code now, I suspect that things are going to work. The one problem that I had was that the transactions still run too fast, and they can run faster than things can get into the mempool. But as of right now, everything should be the way that it should be. So when I run this, I'm actually thinking, yeah, it's going to work. So everything works this time because all of the transactions have matured over the night. So there was this thing with the blocks. You have to, if money is generated, which is how you get the money on reg test, if money is generated, then then it's generated from the Coinbase, and you can't spend money that's generated from the Coinbase. So I'd set up these new wallets, and then I couldn't use any of them for two reasons. One, because whenever there was two things running at the same time, the first one or the second one would work at random, and then the other ones wouldn't work. Anyway, so we've got that now. Let's go ahead and let's see. 1, 2, 3. Do I want to get this one in there too? Sure, why not? All right. So I'm hoping that now that all the coins have matured, there's been lots of time, when I go to run, what was it, dev rpcjs foobar, this is a different wallet. That wallet's probably going to have an error. Yeah, TXN mempool conflict, that's fine. It's just saying that I ran transactions faster than they could get into the mempool. We'll run this again, and that only takes a few seconds, and then this should... So I could just put a sleep in there or something. Okay, so now DSQ, and what do we get? Was it DSQ? Okay, we got a DSSU accepted, and we got a DSQ ready as false. So this is where I was hung up a little bit, is that the DSQ payload is coming back false. And what we need is for that to come back true. And I don't know what makes the DSQ ready. So that's where we're in a little bit of a pickle. And so I can try just adding another one of these nodes. So let's see, this one. Oh, whoops. And then we can add our good friend psend. And if we watch all this, okay, mempool conflict, that's totally fine, because it only takes a second. Again, I could just put a sleep in there and it would be working fine. Okay, and then accepted into the queue, ready is false. So there's a couple of things here. One, I should double check that the message is what I think that it is, because it is possible that I'm reading the wrong byte. It is possible that this actually came back true and I'm just reading it as false. So let's look at the raw data. So here's the data here, and what I see is what looks like a 1 and a 1 and a 1. So I don't see enough zeros in a row to make me believe that this is actually coming back false. I think my test may be wrong. So let me go ahead and let's see. Let's get we're gonna okay, that's the one that I want to be here. All right, so kill all node. And let's look at that test, because when I look at the actual bytes, it looks like that should have a ready byte. Let's take a look at our fixtures and our DSQ.hex. And what are we seeing here? This is the DSQ. That's the whole thing. That's a lot bigger than what I was thinking. This doesn't look right to me. I need to double... No, it's got the signature in it. Okay. So let's take a look at one of these places where... Let's see. Too many Jennifers. Alright, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so here, so this one should be, hold on, 0, 1, 2, 3, and then we should go back to 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and run our test DSQ. All right, ready is true, and it's got signature bytes and all that. Let's go back and take a look at the data handler for the DSQ message, if we can find it. Because we should be seeing more data. And it may be that there's enough data that it's not all coming through in one chunk. Okay. So here is the DSQ. It's parsed. Ready is false. All right, let's take a look at this. And let's just pass this through our... we could also do... Let's see here. We could do fixtures DSQ false. And let's take a look. And let's see the difference between... That's what false looks like. This is what true looks like. Okay, FFO20. Let's... That doesn't look right to me. All right, 0, 4, da 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 da. 0, 4, da 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 da. C92. Okay, let's just have both of these printed out. Fixtures, DSQ, star.hex. All right, let's kind of look at them. So I put that header in front of the one, which maybe we should just take a look at the header and see what the header actually looks like for this. All right, because we got the data, parse DSQ bytes, data. Here's the whole thing with the data. 50C, ends in 50C, 166 bytes, comes out false. Okay, so let's take a look at this. And I just want to make sure that I'm looking at the right bytes here. Okay. Okay, checksum bytes should be different. That makes more sense. Okay, those bytes are the same. I'm pasting on top, but it looks like I'm pasting on bottom. That's how we know the bytes are the same. Okay. So there it is. And let's see if we can identify the difference between the two. So here we've got zeros, boop, and there's the 0, 1. Now what was the other information? I'm also wondering if I was maybe interpreting this wrong. Do I need to just go ahead and send the DSI message? Because I think it was saying when it's ready, indicates the pool is ready to be executed. That's not entirely clear to me. If the message indicates the queue is ready, the node responds with a DSI message. So my question is, why? What are the conditions of being ready? Can we look for ready in here? Not ready, indicate pool is ready to be executed. Ready, 0. Okay, creation time is going to have zeros at the end. I guess it's a 64-bit time that isn't using the last bits, or maybe that was just chosen as a time that has some zeros in it. It looks like this time has zeros in it too. So if we send this over and over again, we should see this time component incrementing. All right, signature length, masternode, BLS signature. All right, so ready. Already have. Applies to a, has the ready field bit set. Message contains user inputs, processing along with the outputs and a collateral. Once the masternode receives DSI message from all members pools, responds with DSF. That's what I'm expecting. If the message queues, the node verifies the message is valid. It also verifies that the master node is not flooding the network with DSQ messages in an attempt to dominate the queuing process, then relays the message to its connected peer. Okay, so there's only 7 uses of the word ready here. Let's see if where's our Amanda? Our Amanda one. Probably need to get rid of some of this stuff. Okay, and now, by the way, we're in the green in terms of our carbon dioxide load. So that's good. So I could shut the door if I wanted, but I think I'm just going to leave it open and let it continue to do its thing. So supposedly, though, you got to replace these every 4 years, which is a bummer, because they have some sort of radioactive something or other inside that breaks down over time that helps measure carbon dioxide. Okay. Let's see if we can get rid of some of these. I'll save that one for later. I don't remember why. Maybe I should wait for the DSU message. Let me look at it. Maybe I'm sending my message too early and it's... I mean, because I am sending stuff pretty fast, so maybe I should just put some sleeps in there. Because before, I don't remember what I was doing when I got the ready, but there might have been some more stuff that was happening in between. So let's just take a look at... Oh, this was fixed via, and then let's give it the -tx that fixes it. Okay. All right, troubleshooting. How to use new in progress test join. Okay, so from my documentation, what I have here is that the DSA should come after the send DSQ, and I should expect a DSSU and a DSQ after I send the DSA. I'm also going to make it so that I only send one DSA, because I was sending 2, but since it's over the same network, maybe that doesn't work out very well or something. So let's do dev, RPC, JS, send DSA message. Whoops. All right, so this should only be one DSA message now. And let's just go ahead and put an await sleep in here. And we'll go ahead and make ourselves a little sleep function. Function, sleep, ms, return, new, promise. This is one that I should have on auto dial. It's faster to write it than look up. It's just one of those things. Set timeout ms. Is it function and then ms, or is it ms and then function? Oops. What? We can await the timeout now? I'm a little confused. Symbol async ID? What? On timeout? Interesting. Okay, it's function, whoops, it's function and then timeout. So anytime I do a write, not there though. Or do something like that. Minimum participants is defined but never used. That's fine. Maybe 300 is a bit long. That's going to annoy me. All these sleeps are going to really annoy me. But if we're anytime we're doing a write, we need to have some sort of sleep before we do the thing. And then we should definitely be allowing for these things to happen out of order. Okay. Alright, so there we're just setting up a listener. We're not doing anything. Here we're just setting up a listener. We're not doing anything. Alright. Here we're setting up a listener and we're doing the thing. Like read DSQ, await DSQ promise. Alright, let me go check chat here. Do we have anything in the chat? I've got one of my windows covering up chat. Of course, you know, as I always do. Good practice. Cover up the chat window. Alright. And yeah, I gotta take these sleeps down to 150 because 300 is gonna kill me. Yes, I mean, that adds up to whole seconds really, really fast. I probably take it down to something like 50 or I don't know, but we'll just okay. Right? The DSA. And we're going to read the DSQ, and then we're going to exit. Okay. So... And let's say, what is the... What do we actually have a fair amount of here? Because I remember looking at that transaction. Let's look at the transaction and see what we're actually generating. Maybe one of the reasons that it's griping is maybe there literally aren't enough of that type of denomination in the pool or something. So it knows we're not ready? Maybe it knows. Because, I mean, in theory, it can see that that denomination doesn't exist. But it would, I don't know. I don't think they would index on that, but who knows? So let's take a look at... All right, what are we generating? We're generating a bunch of the smallest ones. So let's go with the smallest one, because that's what we're generating anyway. Okay, there we don't need to sleep there because we're not actually doing anything. We just need to sleep where there's a write. Do we need to sleep before the write or after the write? Probably we need to sleep after the write, but I'm going with before right now. Okay. Write DSQ message. Maybe we could split the difference and do 50 on either side. Okay. So everything except for the Pong message, we now sleep before we write it. I think that's the right way to go. And we probably want to put the DSSU listener ahead, but it's okay. We're going to get a bunch of DSSU messages, and that's just going to catch them all. All right, I think we're good. All right. So let's try it out again. Let's clear the screens. Let's do the setup here, and we should not get the DSSQ. I don't know why that M is printing out. Q accepted, no error. Ping and Pong. Nothing. Okay. Let's do foobar over here. Q is accepted. And it's really weird that the DSQ came before the DSSU. Okay. Ready, false. Okay. So let's try adding one more participant to it. At this point, I don't think that's the solution. But that's what we're going to go with. And then I'm going to move on because I don't know what to do, but once we figure it out, it's going to be very quick. Ready, false. Whoops. So here, ready, false. Here, ready, false. Here, again, ready, false. So we've got people in the queue. We're using different addresses. They come from different wallets. We've sent our DSAs. We've sent our collaterals. All right, we've... Okay. All right, I'm just going to send a message and then I'm going to work on other stuff because once we figure out what is causing this to not get triggered, we're fine. Okay. I don't know what to do. So what's weird is we don't seem to be getting... Let's see if there's any timeout here. DSSU. Okay. Accepted. No error. Let's take a look at the other DSSUs. And like I said, we'll just move forward because I can get the other stuff done. And once I figure out what this deal is with the ready bit, then we're golden. Let's just make sure the timestamp makes sense. There is a small chance that something's up with the timestamps. All right, just, oh. The time is off by a few days. It is the 19th. Let's check the server date. What date does the server think it is? Okay, that could do it. So what if we stop everything and start it back up? Or wait, let me read the timestamp. What is timestamp about? Did I send the correct timestamp? Do I have to send a timestamp? I don't remember timestamp being part of the process. All right, nope. So DSA. Okay, so I need to get that message printed out so that I'm not falling into this type of problem. Okay. Int 64, I'm imagining that that is Little Indian. Might be Big Indian, not sure. Also, I could be... What byte could I read wrong that's going to be off by a day? I'll double check that the time makes sense. Okay, so I only see time in DSQ messages. But there could be an issue if the server I'm connecting to is way off from reality. So let's try dashmate group stop. Because I remember time sync being one of the things that it does. And then maybe there is an API to get the time. That would be really smart to have an API to get the time, uptime, stuff like that. Let's try governance messages. Time. Yeah, not much about when it's ready. And then let's change the code. Mock core node time. Something might be running too fast or too slow or something like that. Oh. I believe I'm connecting to the local seed. I think that's what I'm connected to. So I'm gonna dig a little more. Okay. All right, let's change this so where we have timestamp. I wish we could do blocks in JavaScript, like just have a block. That would be nice. Oh well. All right. So we're gonna do timestamp. Where are you at, Star Coder? Really? Really? Fine. But yeah, the super discouraging thing is that I actually had this working when the signatures weren't working. So when the signature did work at random because of the race condition. Wait. Oh, I got a ready bit. Okay. Oh, 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 I know what's going on. I know what's going on. I know what's going on. I know it. I know it. I know it. I know it. Why am I not getting the ready bit set? Because I'm pulling a different Evo node from the queue. All right, so what we need to do Okay, there we go. Math.random, my only weakness. Okay. A, B, return A.id. Whoops. If A.id is greater than B.id, return 1. Return -1. Return 0. And then we're getting the last one. Okay. All right, so that's that. So now we should consistently get the ready bit time in the face. Right? Right. Okay. Accepted. Accepted. Ready. 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 Cool. All right, so let's do a little copy to the local. Dang it. Was that this one? Use salted wallets as different users. Sort even odds. All right, knock on wood. This is the cakewalk. All the hard problems are solved other than the BLS signatures, which we're not going to tackle right now because it's not required in order to do the to complete the process. We don't have to do anything with the signatures. They just exist. All right. Cool. Okay, let's buckle in, everybody. Hold on to your butts. Hold on one second. Okay. Weird. All right, let me go pet my shrimp for good luck. And then we're going to be off to the races. Oh, well, that one's dead. Guess I won't pet that one. Actually, you really shouldn't pet shrimp. They might die. Or feed them. They might die. Ah. Huh. Okay. All right. Buckled in, right? Buckled up, ready to go. Should I grab another drink? That's probably too much soda for one day. I'm probably already over my limit for the week. Yeah, sorry, just got the jitters. You know, the that we're on the right path jitters. All right, so something I'm going to do is rename dev DS to dev packer.js. And then anywhere we have ds.js, which is probably in a few different places, we're just going to rename that to Packer. We're going to name all of DarkSend to Packer. Whoa! I do need to update this. Oh, that's probably not going to work. I don't actually have those versions published. It's okay. All right, so I'm actually going to update the fixture here. Whoops. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I'm not surprised that doesn't actually build. We're going to forget about that for a second. Actually, I kind of am surprised that it doesn't build. Why doesn't it build? Oh, the LMDB stuff. Meh, we don't need to worry about it. We don't need LMDB where we're going. Okay. So what was I going to do? I was going to update the fixture. All right, there we go. So we got that one. And then let's see. Wait, what was that last one? Oh, right, got it. All right. Just as good a time to do that as any. We can get rid of all this bad TX stuff. We actually have it saved in an issue anyway, so I'm just going to get rid of all the good TX, bad TX. That problem's been solved. I don't think that we got to worry about that again, and I get some stuff out of my hair. We actually don't need to have all these different phrases, so we can get rid of the Luke stuff and the Han stuff and all that, because I decided to go with salts instead to make the different users. Do we have a Foobar? No. Do we have a Peace End? No. Do we have a Chewy? We have a Chewy. Okay. Get rid of some of that. What's all this data thing? I don't need any of that anymore. Okay. We can get rid of the DSQ false hex. I don't actually need it. I'm confident now. And then we can get rid of all the TX hyphen good, bad, whatever. What was the cat tree? Get rid of the tree. That was just helper stuff. Seed phrase, seed hex. Yeah, we're good there. Oh my, what is that? Huh. I'm just noticing where my hands are. Something about it's creating transparency. Or it looks like it's creating transparency? Maybe it just looks like it's creating transparency because it's brighter. Yeah, I think that's it. It's like the fire hue is similar hue to my hand. Okay, anyway. Yeah, here we go. We're in it now. We're in it to win it. So we need to do the packer, and we need to find the DSI. And I think we might already have this, the pack DSI. Yeah, we've already got a pack DSI, so we could just try it out. Do we have a test for that? Let's go ahead and write the test for that. So what's another message that's similar? DSA is similar. Don't actually think we know enough about the DSI yet, but that's okay. We're gonna use it. We're gonna do this anyway. That we know what to do. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. 8. So we just add 8 to this, which is going to take us to 9, which is actually A. I don't know what the size is supposed to be yet. I don't know what the checksum's supposed to be yet. I don't know if those are even relevant. I don't think they are. DSI probably also has a collateral TX, so we'll leave that for the time being. We don't know what the expected hex is supposed to be yet. Let's see, what are our inputs for the DSI function? Network inputs, collateral TX outputs. Okay. Okay, and then we have to, let's just do the bare minimum on this. And it really doesn't matter if it corresponds to something real. We can choose stupid TXID, that doesn't matter. And we're only really going to want to have one. Well, I guess we could have multiple inputs. Okay, let's imagine that the denomination that we want to work with here is 2, 3, 4. That's our smallest. So then our inputs would be, we can have, you know, 2 of these, 3 of these, whatever. But our inputs are going to have TXID, and the TXID, I don't remember how long that is. Let's see if we can find it real quick. All right, let's go ahead and grab that. So our TXID here is going to be 1. And then our output index is going to be, let's make it 2. And then we'll have another output index where it'll be all 3s. And then is that the right number? Let me look on that screen. Yeah, that's the right number of numbers. Okay, I think that's actually all we need for inputs. We probably also need public key. We do need public key. So that will have to be I'm going to have to put that on my to-do list for the dash keys inspector to show the public key. Because that turns out to be handy sometimes. I'm going to go make an issue for that real quick. We might. I think I already fixed it. All right. Okay. And we actually had some public keys. I just deleted them, but it's okay. Like I said, we've got them in this issue over here. So let me go output public key hex when running inspect on whiff. No, sorry. What? No. So these were actually both valid keys. They just weren't for the right thing. So this should work out just fine. There is a question of whether or not these are in fact the right portions of the key. It should be 33 bytes, so I'll double check on that. So this should be 66 as the length. Yep. Okay, that's good. So difference between these, one starts, yeah, and that's right, because they start with either O2 or O3 because they're compressed, and that lets you know whether it's odd or even, which part of the curve it's on, because there's more than one matching part of the curve. So we should have equal inputs and outputs for the denominations. And then we should have a pub key hash. And I'll grab some of those as well. I'm going to have to close that door now because it's getting a little chilly. Okay, so we got the base lock script. Do we have any of the PKH values here? We should see pub key hash somewhere. So TXID, output, index, and it actually didn't have pub key on there, but address would have been decoded to pub key. Pub key hash, there we go. So we can just take a couple of these. Actually, I guess technically we could put whatever we want there. Because there's no way. Yeah, this is just going to look more public key. I guess it doesn't matter. It's just the number of bytes need to match, but what the bytes are don't matter. Because there's not even a way. The TXIDs, they do get verified when the transaction goes to be published, but the outputs, there's no way to know that an output is correct or not. Is there? No, there's not. All right. So I might even change that. And then the collateral TX is, we can just leave it the same. We probably change that a little bit. Then we'd have to redo it. So I'm just going to leave that collateral TX as is. Oh wait, the reason I wanted to do that was to show which order this goes in. Just to be able to distinguish between the high order and low order byte. So in order to do that, I would need to do something like this. Well, preferably like this. Yeah. I don't know. I might come up with some other pattern to put in there to make it easier to identify in the future, but we'll just leave that alone for now. Let's see, the highest it can go. 16, 15, and 7. Let's do that. Okay. Anyway, let's just make it easier to read the hexadecimal. All right. And then we can get rid of some of this. Just do console.log message hex. So some of those are supposed to be bytes. So I think lateral TX hex is supposed to come out to, yeah, there we go. This is that. Alright, we still have a lot of weirdness. That seems almost worse. Okay. Length divided by 2, yes. Okay, collateral TX. Ah, that's why it seems worse. So we do need it to be hex. We probably should figure out something. So let me see if I think in the other places collateral TX is bytes. Yeah, it's bytes. So let's take a look at this. And also the public key may be wrong. That might supposed to be bytes as well. Hack. Okay. Okay. So bytes.set. Input end. I gotta go look up bytes.set again, don't I? So bytes.set, I forget, which way does .set go? How many times have we been bitten by this week? Okay, it's what to set and then the offset. So what to set would be collateral TX, and that's the offset. And we've got outputs payload, which is bytes subarray. Let's just do offset. Let's just do it that way. You want to see a dirty trick? Watch this. Bam! Not going to do that, but I could. All right. That should make more sense. Let's go back to our test and see what we get. Collateral hex 2 bytes. It's all hex to bytes. TXID, all that stuff. Public key should be bytes. I got to double check on that. I'm a little confused. This doesn't look long enough. So let's go back here. Okay, payload length 194. So we should expect this to be 388. And that, maybe it's 388. Let's see. No, that's more. But it's 388 plus, isn't it 24? I don't think that gives, so we're off. I got some numbers that are off. I think I know what some of it is. Okay. Okay. Alright, so that looks like that was kind of jumbled over by a bunch of stuff. Okay, and now we're back to something not quite looking right here either. Because those TXIDs look like they're getting double hexified. And I need to go check in -TX and see if that's how it works, because I thought TXID was hex. So I wouldn't expect it to be getting double hexified. Yeah. Another idea. Okay, let's see. Ah, yes. Right. This is one where the for loop is more confusing than it's helpful. Because you got something that's incrementing by 1, but you got something else that's incrementing by 2. Okay. Let's take a look at that. Alright, so that looks much better. Alright, so I can see where the number of inputs starts. What do we have 0A for? It's like a new line. I don't think we should have a new line in there. Could just be part of the checksum. Let me double check on that. A0, A0. Okay, and then where we have number of outputs, we have the same number of outputs, so we should see an O2. Okay, there's the script. Okay. A186, A186. So our outputs should be much smaller. There's our... Not sure if that's our size or not. Then we've got our 7s, 914, all the way down to the 88 AC. Okay. So I think in the input, the TXID is forward, but in the ID, it's backward. Something like that. Okay, now this, let's check and see if these numbers match up. So we should be expecting length to be 686. And again, we're off. And we could give it another 48. So let's see what happens if we do... minus, was it 48? 686. Okay, good. All right, we're good. That's the header size. $734, and that's what we had, right? Yeah. Okay. Cool. So at least the size looks right. That's what I think I would expect. The inputs look correct. It's the TXID, lock time. Is that really all that is for pre-sign? Let me look for this again. Yeah, okay, I'm going to double check on that just to give it a spot check over here. But that checks out. From what I remember. CoinJoin messages, we're going to look at DSI. Okay, so... oh gosh. So the number of inputs, transaction ID, bytes and sig, which is 0, and we should see that. I'm guessing we see it right before this. So we look at this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 4 bytes. That's a 32-bit integer. It's little endian encoded, and it is 7, and this one is 8. Wait, 15? What? Hold on. That one was... I'm gonna double check on that. No, it's 16 and 8, right? No, 8, 7? 7 and 15? Is that what? Yes. Okay, 7. So 8 minus 1. Yeah. 7 and 15. That makes sense. And then we've got the null byte. And then we've got the lock time byte, right? No, sequence number, which who knows what that means. I still don't know. I'll put TXID. Okay, so that looks right. Yep. Yep. In fact, I think using the one from the documentation here might be the better strategy. So whatever the inputs and the outputs are, they're all the same. Okay, in this particular case, I'm actually going to rework this. So we'll save it. We'll save it where it is because it's working. But I'm going to rework this according to the documentation. I don't know why I didn't do this before. Because I wasn't thinking. But we're just going to use what's in the documentation as the test. That makes the most sense. You know? So collateral transaction. Let's go ahead and take this one. Okay, so now I got to get rid of all the spaces and pipes. All right, there we go. All Okay, and so then we will use their inputs here, but output index is 2. So really I just got to copy a few transaction IDs, and yeah, that'll be it. So we actually don't need the public key, and that because we're not doing the signing, so we don't need the public key. We're good. We can go without it. All right, deal. And that would be 15. Okay. Hey, someone already chose. What luck, eh? Was it random? Or awesomeness incarnate? Nobody knows. Find out next time. On Dash Join Z. $13. Oh, these are all the same number over and over again? Is that what we're dealing with? It's all the same transaction ID? That's not healthy. Wait, are these sorted properly? I don't know if these are sorted properly. Alright, let's check the output. Collateral transaction, yeah, we got that down. Okay. That's multiplied by 1,000. So denomination is 1,000. Is not the smallest. I don't have to worry about that. And then this is the PKH. And I don't think we got to worry about any of that other stuff. I think we just throw the PKH in here. There we go. What? No. Did I? Did I just copy the same thing twice? No, I didn't copy it at all. That's what happened. Okay. All right, there we go. And this should produce the same byte sequence as the one in the example. That's the hope, that's the goal. And that roughly looks good. So what we're going to do then is we're going to copy this from the example, but we're going to find a way to delete all the headers. So fixtures DSI.hex. And we are going to delete all of the white space from this. So first of all, let's start with dot star. Get rid of all that. And then let's just see. We can get rid of all of the bars. Well, that's a version 1 message. Okay. Okay, so can we see the different segments here? I think this is adequate. I don't know. Alright, the only thing that matters is that when we read it in, we read it in correctly, right? Read fixture. We'll read fixture down here. DSQ. Read fixture hex. Get the bytes. What? No. Okay. Fixture DSQ bytes. Hex. And this doesn't have a time component or anything to it, so we're all good there. Okay, expected. Interesting. Ah. Forgot the global on my regex. It just happened to work because I was doing things that were only split apart a little bit. Okay, but okay, I'm going to take the header here. 033. Where do we start with the 033? Should be early on. Alright, do we really not have an 033 there? Expected, actual. 6 PDC. Alright, let's take a look. Did we get some stuff wrong? 03. We did. Dang it. Okay, let's try that again. No, well, let's see. 0336. Number of user inputs. That should be what we get. We should have number of inputs is equal to 3. Okay, 6 BDC. Okay, something didn't go right at all. Let's go look at the packer and see. Okay, inputs. Oh, each of these are encoded separately. Okay. So let's see. Number of inputs, transaction 1, 2, 3. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Run it again. All right, let's go back here. And yeah, the transaction IDs are exactly the same on all these. Okay, but the transaction ID is backwards-ified. Are we expecting the transaction ID to not be backwards-ified? Ah, indeed, indeed. Okay. So here's our problem with this test. The transaction IDs are backwards-ified. So I do have a utility for this to reverse the transactions. Because they have to be reversed by, let's see, reverse TX ID. Dash TX utils reverse hex. Alright, so let's see, where did we reverse see that? That's where we reverse seed it. Oh, duh. The reverse seed bit is right there anyway. Okay, because it's already reversed. That's the whole thing. Alright, so all of these came from the same transaction. So we can just flippy dip, flippy dip, flippy dip. Oh. Sorry. Okay, and so now, do we have the 033 shown up? Zero, 3, 3. We should have that showing up now. Should have about... Come on, where's the 033? There it is. That's our header right there. All right, good. So, you know, the funny thing about test like this is you're looking at the result you get, and then you're checking to see if you got the result you got. But it future proofs it so that if we make a change in the future and something breaks, then we'll know. Network inputs collateral. Okay. Oh. Cool. So the DSI message that we had before would not have passed, but now this one will pass. So that is great. Oh, right. Right you are, Heavy. Right you are. Well, kind of test is working. Let's Alrighty. All right, that's one down. We got 2 more to go, and then we can put this all together. We might get it done tonight. Probably not within the next hour, and then I've got dinner, so we'll see. But I'm going to try to get this done tonight. Have the first round of coin join accomplished. I think, yeah, you know, it might be pushing it. We'll see. I don't actually have to parse the DSF. I can just see that there's a DSF and I can move forward. No, I do. I do have to parse the DSF. The reason I have to parse the DSF is this is actually going to tell us what order of message we need. So let me write the DSF parser. Well, I guess we might as well try the DSI, try to do a DSI send, and then listen for the DSF, and then we'll have our canonical DSF message to pull from for our test. We'll have a real one. Okay. Oh. It's within grasp, for sure. All right, let's go ahead and do it. We need to update this so that instead of exiting, we will add another listener for DSF. We'll send in our DSIs. Yeah, we have to... Oh, flippy dip. Okay, so in order to do this, I need to find coins that are of the denomination that are in my wallet. So now we need a big ol' UTX. Well, we can just find things. Okay, what are we going to do? Unused. Okay, so yet again. Okay. So, denomination. All right. So if Satoshis is equal to the denomination, then okay. Changes dot push. All right, and then reserved, it's no longer reserved. So now that's, yeah, that's the real amount. Okay. All right, so we reserve when we put the collateral lateral TX. Get collateral TX. Okay. Well, that one is reserved. But once it goes out of reserve, it should actually get spent. Can we mark it as spent? That's the other problem. Is we actually want to mark, once we do the transaction, I want to mark anything that was part of the transaction with whatever its actual real worth is. All right, hash and sign all. Next to bytes. Okay, so it's reserved, and we actually don't know. We don't know if it's going to be spent or not. We just know that it's reserved. Okay, so this one, in the future, we need a reserved until, really, is what we need. We need to know how long it's reserved for. And I think it's only reserved for 30 seconds. At which point we would need to check again to see what its status is. Its deltas. Its deltas and its UTXOs. And we could have maybe a reserved for spending and a reserved for receiving. And then, and this is wallet library stuff. We're not going to do this here. But we could have a reserved for spending, a reserved for receiving. And then if it's reserved for receiving, then we check UTXOs. If it's reserved for spending, then we check deltas. If there's deltas, then it's marked as used. And if there's UTXOs, of course, we'd still need to check UTXOs regardless. In that case, where we're receiving, we don't need to check deltas. We just need to check UTXOs. But where we are, well, no, that's not, I mean, we need to know if the thing has been used. Everything needs to be marked as used or not. And we can have some that are not just reserved. And again, this is like real wallet library stuff. We can have stuff that's not just reserved, but that's earmarked. So, for example, it's used as a login credential or whatever. One of the things that I think that has been wonderful that's come out of the cryptocurrency space that is underutilized in the world is HD paths. HD paths are really, really, truly amazing in their utility. Just being generally useful in cryptography. And it's a pity that we don't use them. Okay. So I've got about 15 more minutes here, and then I need to get going. So let's see if we can get to the whatchamadoodle. All right, so we got the collateral TX. Let me go back down here. Exiting. Okay, we're exiting. So we got denominated, which we should. We kind of need. We need both a BAP. We need, well, I guess we can check each address. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so we're getting denominated, and then we can have up to 20. So I'm actually going, I'm assuming that, that DSF, let me find this, I should be able to send any number of coins, and it should just tell me how many are allowed, is my guess. Sign transaction inputs for all members of the pool. Yeah. Okay, so denomination was never actually used in here. Okay. Need to switch over to a different method of get keys. Alright, collateral TX info. Okay. So we actually don't want largest, we want big enoughest. Can we do a transaction with no outputs? Okay, can a collateral transaction have a memo only? Can we have an empty memo? Is that possible? What in the world is this? Okay. What do we have about the collateral size? Okay. Where was the fee at? Okay. Change. All right, so please.
Against endless hordes of relentless mist-born evil blight, I know I'll live somehow, and I'll uphold my vow.
I think about this. It has to be a certain amount of fee, and it's wait, this is a known entity, isn't it? Because we can just say. Okay, fee is equal to collateral. All right, right. Okay. If and I promise you'll never see Okay, so if is reusable. Okay, so this is where we have the change can be reserved, but we're not marking it as used yet. All right, so if okay, here we go. We don't need any appraising. Okay, so this actually technically we haven't used it yet. So we'll to do. All right. Yeah, technically it's not used, it's just reserved. Let's see. Let's see. All right, let's see. Fees randomly. Forfeit collateral. Yeah. So, and then message on the Discord.
Wandering alone, lost in the unknown. Static in my ears, stuck in sands of time. Which way do I go? I don't know. I have lost the will to fight. Falling down, I can't find the line. Am I alone? Which way do I go? Lost in the dark, which way do I go? Can't make it back on my own, where do
Okay. All right, getting close here. All right. What am I doing? I've got the outputs. I may actually need to re-enable the ability to have no outputs. I think that might work. Okay, outputs is not defined. Right. Okay, DSA, collateral TX, yada yada yada. Oh, but this is not just the DSA now. Okay, I'm not going to make it. So it might actually end up making a different collateral. I guess every time we send a message, to do, check collateral after or unreserved collateral after accept message. Okay. So we get down here. I've got, oops. Lateral TX info. Oh no. Got this whole thing. Bah! Okay, I might need a... And it... I have to do the get keys function. I gotta do it. So yeah, I got to do it anyway. So I really didn't save any time, but And then this X receive key would be mapped by the wallet. On the coin. See, that's simpler.
wish come true. Let darkness slip aside, hiding all our hope, mocking what we treasure. Battles we can win if we believe our souls, hanging through the dark night.
All right, pack DSI. Let me go check. What was our test on that? All right, inputs, outputs. Righto. Okay, so our inputs is going to be okay. Well, the max inputs must be 19 because, well, I don't. I guess. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so okay, so now we've reserved it. And then we need to pick from addresses. Okay, let's do this maybe.
Make my wish come true. Let darkness fade to light. Show me it's not over. Show me there's still hope. Make my wish come true. Let darkness fade to light. Show me there's still hope. Show me
Data dot reserved equals. Oh, so is free. If it is free. Okay. Build up changes. Oh, what was that? Hey, what's up? Makita, how's it going? I need to go momentarily. Just trying to get this thing together. Okay, is free.
Changes around me.
Actually, I kind of think this does ring a little better this way. Normally I'd... Okay, so if it's the right thing, and if it's not reserved, then denominated dot push, yeah, that's good. Although it kind of feels weird. Yeah, because I've got two conditions in here, I'm gonna hold it. All right, so max inputs. We'll put this up here.
Memories crumbled around me. Nothing familiar around me.
This one, we'll invert this as well. Okay, so if we got all the things that we needed, then we don't need to slice these. And then we can just data.reserved right as we push them.
I walked with the changing of seasons.
Okay. And so then we don't need to do that.
Searching the world for my past.
Nominated inputs and changes to outputs. It's not really even changes per se. All right. All right. I don't know if I want to do the moment of truth right now. But this is kind of the moment of truth. Let's try and see what happens. Oops. Well, even before I do that, I'll just go ahead and back things up. All right. Okay. JSON value is not a string as expected. So what that means is... I'm not really clear on what that means. I'm not sure where that came from. I need the stack trace on that. But with that, I'm going to leave this hanging for now. I'm going to come back to it later. But yeah, it could happen tonight. As you saw right there, you know, it's like, okay, I got the parser packer piece done, and now boilerplate managing coins. And I could do a better job at the boilerplate, but it's one of those things where it's like, I don't want to create a wallet. I just want to test sending some coins, but I have to create a wallet. But I don't want to create a buggy wallet that makes more work for me to send my coins. So it's, you know, it's, yeah, it is what it is. But I'm out. Catch you later. Adios.